Denis Hutchins, the only thing I can say about you is the voice of golf. I mean, that magnificent drawl.
Well, Tony, it's very nice of you to say so. You know, I never really thought I had an unusual voice, but people tell me that. That's why I can't get in trouble anymore. Everybody recognises me when I talk, but, which is rather nice. But good to see you again, Tony.
It's good to see you as well, because every time I switch that TV on, I think, he's had a whiskey and he's had a smoke.
Don't tell Mommy. Sadly, I don't smoke anymore. Well, not sadly, anyway. I haven't smoked for years now. I had to give it up, and maybe that's what helped the voice. But you know, well, I think golf in lots of ways, it's not really that relaxing anymore. I mean, it's very tight, and especially for the competitive stuff. But our friendly golf, when you go out and play with your mates, and that, there's nothing nicer than to be out on a golf course. The old guys had to shape the ball. I mean, the one thing I remember, Tony Trevino, one of the great players, one of the early $1 million when he played, even could have been one of a Barclays tournaments in the old days. That 15th hole at Sun City, I saw him shape a forward after a good drive into the back pin position. Today the players hitting 9-irons and wedges on the same hole. I mean, it's a joke. Yeah. And it's as I say, it's changing golf. Now they hit it miles, they've great pitches, and they're wonderful chippers. I mean, you see them missing greens, huge greens with 9 irons. Well, of course, I'm a big fan. Bobby Locke is still the best player I ever saw. You know, I've seen guys hit it further, wider, stronger, but I never really saw Bobby play badly. And magnificent, and the way he went about, he won over 100 tournaments. And if he played 20 a year, it would have been a lot. And of course, the war spoiled his record. I think Bobby, but there have been so many great players, but he's the one I love.
Not Arnold Palmer?
No, Arnie was great. I thought, you know, he was tough and strong and a real gent. I mean, a real man's man, Arnie. And he was great fun to watch. But I just think, as a player, Bobby was supreme. You know, he won, 17 events in America in 2 years, way back 48, 49, then they banned him and only played one other tournament after that, 52, when he was invited back by George May to play in the Tam O'Shanter, and he beat Lloyd Mangrum in the playoff to win that, the only time he played there for 3 years. And I met Claude Harmon, who won the 1948 Masters, and Bruce Devlin, you might remember Bruce, came out here with the amateur team in 59, played great golf and wonderful designer of golf courses. And he introduced me to Claude, saying, Hutchie from South Africa. South Africa, he said, you know that old bastard Bobby Locke? He said, we had to ban him. He was too darn good for all of us. An unsolicited comment that I've never forgotten.
Are you going to carry on commentating, even at the grand old age?
No, well, I'd love to keep going. You know, I love the game. I really enjoy commentating.
Cool.
And as long as they want me to do.
Whisper in my ear. How old?
80, that's all. I'm a baby.
She's a baby, yes. And you're going to carry on, as well, you're sitting down, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it is, you know, but I enjoy doing it. It's lovely to be close to, you know, the game I've loved all my life, and to still be there and see what the boys are doing. And, you know, of course, I'm not biased, but I like to sort of promote the South Africans a little bit when we're overseas.
When you're talking overseas, and I laugh, I'm sure a lot of people that are going to view this and read about you are going to say, well, those magic moments when you get the overseas commentators asking you to translate Afrikaans to English.
It can get very difficult at times.
It can do. And there was one situation you found yourself in, wasn't it, where one of the British guys who knew exactly what a word meant, and I'll say the word for you, do it.
Yeah.
And then you, what did you do?
Well, I just had to give him the sign, because he knew exactly. He said, what he said was, you could probably translate that for us, Hutch. So I just gave him the sign like this in the box. God bless him. Steve Vera, he's a great character. I don't know, funny enough, we heard Swartkop today, and one of the funny incidents that happened many years ago, you know, I've known, obviously I spend most of my time with the boys on the golf course, so I tend to swear a little bit, not in a,
no.
You know, I don't think in a nasty way,
you
know.
Swear?
But you
Never.
know, throw away swear words. And when I first started, years and years ago, and the tournament was here, Gavin Levinson, as you know, also does a bit of TV on course.
Great amateur
and
golfer.
Gavin had a chance, the old 9th hole, or the old 18, which is now the 9th, which they've lengthened. And if he made 3, he's probably going to win the ICL that year. And obviously I was rooting for him. But the boys at Kensington all was sure I was going to swear on the box sometime. And anyway, he hit this most perfect drive, and the cameraman caught it beautifully. I bounded along the fairway and just disappeared in a divot. And I went, oh, for goodness sake. I said, Vivian Dribbling, and then he fell out the box. And we laughed for 5 minutes. Anyway, Sandy Gavin, he finished second there. The money is so astonishing that they're playing for, and you know, guys make fortunes without winning tournaments. But I still think that we probably played in a time when golf was great fun to be there. And we were, you know, there were a lot of very good players, make no mistakes when you think about DiVincenzo and Bobby when I started, Flory Van Donk, all those guys, you know. Cotton was, well, he was a bit before me, Tony Jackson. I mean, Neil Coles, great players. In America, of course, I played with Billy Casper and Jack Nicklaus when he was just starting. And Julie Boris was a great pal of mine, and you know, that I really enjoyed. And we had a lot more fun, I think, in some ways. It was a little more casual than it is today. Today, it's very hard work.
Do you regret not being able to make the kind of money that they make today?
I don't know. Tony, obviously, everybody likes money, but somehow we made a living and sort of got along and managed to bring up the family and you know, keep the house and everything going. So certainly not multi-millionaires or anything like that, but you know, somehow we managed. And so I don't think I'd really swap. I mean, it would have been nice to have a dip at the money now. I mean, when you think. In the old days, you know, last prize is more than we used to play for.
This is true.
For the total money.
In some respects, this is a silly question to end on, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What's the future hold at 80 years of age for you now in golf?
Well, I don't know. Look, I'll always be interested in golf, and I keep playing. I still play a couple of times a week, which I enjoy. And of course, same as always, you get mad when you don't play well. But no, I'd like to stay in it for as long as they want me, as long as, you know, my voice is okay and they think I'm talking sense. Then I'd love to keep doing the tournaments and just keep busy.
And on that last hole, have a few on me.
I will too, Tony. Thank you.